Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Teenager Who Cooks. Today we're going to be making a bread with a red bean filling inside. So let's start with making the bread. So to start off, we have 400 grams of bread flour. We have 230 grams of water. Here we have 40 grams of cake flour. Here we have 30 grams of dry milk, 50 grams of sugar, a half teaspoon of salt. This is like 2 teaspoons of yeast, 2 eggs, and 30 grams of butter. So we're now gonna combine the dry ingredients. What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna use the little attachment and try our best to sort of combine all the ingredients. And then we're gonna add the wet ingredients in. And we're gonna add our eggs and our water. And we're not gonna add the butter yet. After we've added the wet ingredients, we're gonna mix all of the things together. And then I'm gonna put it onto the stand mixer. Attach this. And then we're gonna have it at a stir. Just until the ingredients are combined. And then once they're pretty well combined, we're gonna move it up to a 4. After the dough has been mixed, you can add in the butter and continue to stir. So after about 10 minutes of mixing in the stand mixer, we're gonna transfer it into this bowl and cover it with something. And then we're gonna wait an hour to 2 hours or until it doubles in size. Alright guys, our dough has rested for 2 hours and it has now completely doubled in size, if not more. Now we're gonna take off the plastic covering and then we're going to dump it onto this board that we prepared with flour. So our dough is all out. I want to sprinkle it with a little bit of flour and put your hands with a little bit of flour, and we're gonna quickly knead it for a little bit. And then we're gonna try to separate it into 16 equal pieces. Alright, we've split our dough into 16 equal pieces. And then here we got 400 grams of red bean paste. And now we're gonna start making our bread. So I'm gonna do 2 different types. One is gonna be a flower shape and one is gonna be a doggy shape. So I'm gonna take my roller here and get a little thing of dough. We're gonna kind of roll it out just a little bit so that it's not flat, but it's also not too thick. About the size of like your palm. And then we're gonna take one of these things, our red bean paste. I'm just gonna fold it over. And just like how I showed you guys in the mooncake video, we're gonna bring it up and over, close the top off, and then we're going to flatten it. We're gonna take a pair of clean kitchen scissors. We're gonna make 4 cuts. So now it looks like that, like a little shamrock. And then in between those 4 cuts, we're gonna make another 4 cuts. So we have a nice little flower. Now for the little doggy design, it's gonna be equally simple. We're gonna roll out the dough a little bit to the size of your palm, just like last time, about that big. And then we are going to take our red bean and kind of fold it around like a dumpling. press it down. And then what we're gonna do is we have this like half moon dumpling shape, and we're gonna use the same scissors and make an incision there and an incision there. So then we have kind of the face and the 2 ears of a doggy, and then later we're gonna use sesame seeds and draw a little happy face on it. And now we're just gonna make a lot of them. So we've preheated the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we already let these little breads rest for 10 minutes, and then we prepared this egg wash, and we're gonna brush all of the breads with egg wash. So here we have our little palette of decorations. First, we're gonna apply the sesame seeds onto the flowers. So we're gonna dip a roller in some water, dip it into the sesame seeds, and then stamp the flower. And there you go. Works like a charm. So now we're gonna move on to the dogs. Here we have some chocolate chips, and here we have some pine nuts. And you can kind of use either to make the eyes. So with chocolate chips, simply press 2 chocolate chips face down. So now we have doggies and flowers of all different shapes, sizes, and designs, and we're gonna put it in the oven for 15 minutes. Our bread is ready, so now we can take it out of the oven. Our bread is done! And now we should probably wait for them to cool, and then we can try them. Alright guys, now it's time for the taste test. I'm gonna first cut it in half to see what it looks like. In the middle you can see it's like bread, a thin layer of red bean, and then a little bit of more bread. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna try out just the bread. Before eating it, it looks really fluffy. You can see it goes in and it comes back out. It also tastes really good. It's just like regular bread with a little bit of sweetness. That's really good bread. Now we're gonna try it with the red bean. Tastes like red bean and really good bread. So overall, this bread is really good. I think you guys should all try to make it because it's really not that hard. And they look really nice, so you can like impress your parents with how good you are at baking. If you enjoyed this episode of Teenager Who Cooks, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.